possibility of a few strong storms coming back in a couple days. We'll be tracking that next in Weather Extra.
And the latest on a big wildfire burning in Jefferson County, just one of multiple fires burning around the area and around the state right now. Plus the latest from the Northeast as communities from Philadelphia to New York to Boston dig out from feet of snow. And the bad news, another winter storm is on the way.
Live on your side, First Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
And we are so glad you're here with us for Weather Extra. Tania, is still dangerously dry across the area.
Oh yeah, Wes, and we have another cold night and we're tracking our next chance of rain and storms. Tell us about the next big thing.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that rain chance right now. We do have some breaking news we do want to pass along. These are drone photos of the 200-acre wildfire in Jefferson County. They're from the Graysville Fire Department. This wildfire is near Lassiter Mountain Dragway. That's according to the Alabama Forestry Commission wildfire map. They're just south of Gardendale. Multiple agencies are battling the fire. No word yet on whether what caused that fire, but we will certainly follow along. We've been tracking these low humidity values, this very dry air across the area. This is not warm air, but these contours are showing us where it is so extremely dry. These relative humidity values on a daily basis, as the temperatures rise during the day, if you got really dry air in place, you'll watch that humidity. It drops during the day, but it goes back up during the night as the temperatures cool closer to the dew point. Right now, we're seeing readings dropping into the 40s out there, so that relative humidity will gradually increase through tonight. The current temperature right now, we're showing 43 at Anniston and showing 50 over here in West Alabama at Tuscaloosa. Birmingham showing 50, but some areas it's already cold. It's going to be a chilly night. The temperature should stay above freezing. We expect that for most areas. The breeze has picked up. These are wind speeds. We've had some higher gusts, but the winds out of the southwest right now, so that southwest flow has started to kick in, and through tomorrow you can see we have winds out of the southwest at about 5 to 10, could have some gusts as high as 15-20 miles per hour. So with the winds changing direction out of the south, you can see how that's transporting where some of these fires are happening. Some smoke to the north. In fact, just had a viewer, Cody Henley over in Tuscaloosa, showed me a picture there of a smoky sky from some of those burns that have been happening in the forest there over places like Northern Hill and down into Bibb County there, the Talladega Forest. You can see some of that smoke there traveling north. So if you're in Walker, Winston, Coleman counties, don't be surprised if you notice that smell in the air tonight, or it may be a little hazy. That's because of some of those fires to the south. Same goes for us here in East Alabama, parts of Calhoun County. Looks like another little fire there. Maybe some hazy conditions through parts of Shelby and St. Clair County. But the wind has certainly shifted around. You can tell from just looking at the model data there over the next 12 to 24 hours. But the breeze picks up and clouds move in. Still cold tonight, though, even though temperatures stay above freezing. Stay dry for most of tomorrow, and then we're watching Thursday for a first alert weather day, and it's mostly for the heavy rain, gusty wind impacts. Yes, there might be a strong thunderstorm. I just want to stress at this point the severe risk, it looks very limited, but it's certainly one of the most impactful days weather-wise that we see this entire week as those higher rain chances move in. Here's what it looks like from the Barron model, and this is just showing you that timing into the day Thursday. Notice that heavier rain starts to show up. I think as early as midday we could have some heavier pockets of rain and storms to the north, but mostly afternoon, evening impacts here. You can see there are some pockets of heavier rain, maybe a few storms embedded as this moves south. The good thing is we get this out of here just in time for Friday and into the weekend, and it looks like we'll start to clear out. But Friday morning, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, we still could see a little bit of this wet weather far south. It's probably going to be after sunrise before we completely say goodbye to the rain. So when you check our forecast, you'll notice on the weather app that we did include a small 20% chance for a morning shower coming up on Friday. But again, right now, we are talking about dry weather at least for our Wednesday, and we'll be talking a lot more about that hourly forecast as Tania joins us right now.
Yes, I'm back west. People across the Northeast are digging out after a massive snowstorm swept across the region, dumping feet of snow. Now, another winter storm could impact cleanup efforts. Caroline Elliott has the story from New York City.
I have been living in Times Square for a few weeks until I find my apartment here, and I never saw the space as empty as it was.
More than 2 feet of snow burying parts of the Northeast, and some areas topping 3 feet deep.
Trying to get it out the way before it set in and freeze. then it really would be a job then.
Travel bans were issued in multiple states. While some have been lifted, officials warn roads and sidewalks remain icy and dangerous.
Falling ice and snow from rooftops, from the tree branches, and even from power lines as the temperatures fluctuate a little bit.
The heavy, wet snow leading to major power outages across the region. And Massachusetts crews are working to restore service to hundreds of thousands of customers. But the governor says the issue now is access.
We've got the crews. When does the wind die down enough so that it's safe for people to get out in bucket trucks? That's one thing that needs to happen.
And airlines are still playing catch up after the storm grounded travel from Philadelphia to Boston. By this morning, more than 2,000 flights were already canceled, according to FlightAware. Major carriers, including American, Delta, and United, issued travel waivers, allowing customers to change their flights without a fee, but they warn conditions remain challenging.
I'm wondering if they'll let me become the new groundhog and I can decide if winter stays a little bit longer, because this has been a bit much.
And forecasters say another snowstorm could bring a couple more inches to the Northeast on Wednesday. In New York, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Hey, he said he wants to be the new groundhog. If he's got good predictions, he can have that job, right? Well, as the Northeast digs out from the winter storm, could history be repeating itself? Because back in 1969, back-to-back winter storms dumped feet of snow in what's known as the 100-hour snowstorm. Here's your look back at today in weather history.
On February 24, 1969, snow started falling across New England and continued to fall for the next 4 days straight, resulting in one of the most impactful snowstorms in U.S. history. In the days prior, a powerful nor'easter moved up the East Coast before stalling just off Cape Cod on the 24th, dumping snow on parts of Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine nonstop through the 27th. Over the course of the so-called 100-hour snowstorm, more than 2 million people in New England saw snowfall totals over 30 inches, with cities like Boston, Concord, and Portland totaling just under 30 inches, bringing life to a standstill across the region. Mount Washington and New Hampshire saw more than 8 feet of snow, with over 4 feet falling on the 25th alone, setting a one-day snowfall record which still stands to this day. Due to the amount of snow, the population impacted, and the length of the storm, the 100-hour snowstorm received the highest score ever on the NOAA's Regional Snowfall Index.
Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Tania Michelle. I want to get you ready for your day tomorrow. If you have plans tonight, we're staying dry. Yes, it's going to be chilly, so grab the jacket. You'll also need that jacket out the door when your kids are getting ready for school and as you're heading out the door for work. 7 a.m. will still be in the low 40s, so yes, it's going to be chilly. Tomorrow's going to be a dry day for most of the daylight hours, but it's not going to be the sunniest of days. We're talking about overcast to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures warming into the 60s, so temps won't be bad, but it will be breezy with that southwest wind sustained at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, and gusts could reach around 20. So just giving you that first alert for breezier conditions for your Wednesday. But as far as our rain chances go, 3 days out from now, we're looking at close to an inch in most parts of central Alabama. Looking forward to that. It will help eliminate these brush fires, these controlled burns. Well, I guess we're not trying to eliminate the controlled burns, but definitely the smoke and the fires that we're seeing across central Alabama. We'll keep you up to date with that and more on our rain and storm chances later in the week. Plus a look at that 10-day coming up on Weather Extra in just a bit. But also coming up, one delay after another. What's causing NASA to delay our return to the moon by at least another month?
Explore the wonders of weather with Weather in the Classroom. Scan the QR code now to help your kids soar to new heights with Soar with 6.
In Hawaii, one congregation spent Sunday not in prayer, but cleaning up after a massive rainstorm. As one person called it, it looked like something straight out of the Bible.
We haven't seen so much water in a very long time. It was almost like Noah's Ark in biblical proportions.
No prayers or communion for this Kaneohe congregation Sunday, but dozens of loyal parishioners still showed up, and still with bowed heads as they scooped out the mud and rock sent by heavy rains, blocking their driveway.
At one point we were worried that we were going to lose our driveway, but fortunately it's okay. Water was coming off of the watershed here and just overran everything, the roadway, the natural waterway.
It was also a cleanup day in Haleiwa at Blue Planet Surf, located on the banks of the Anahulu River, that also swelled up from Saturday's storm.
It's crazy. Yeah, I've never seen the water come up this high. This whole area here behind me, this whole deck was all underwater. We're just cleaning up here the day after, but it's been pretty crazy. It's everything was full of mud.
The owner of the water sport rentals and shop says the runoff completely flooded the business and knocked out power. He estimates those damages, along with having to close for repairs for about a week, will cost the company about $20,000.
So, kind of a big hit. You can see here behind me, you got all the muddy equipment from under the house, all the boards are everywhere. But overall, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Luckily, kayaks and stand-up paddle boards are made to be in the water, so they're not going to get damaged by the water too bad.
NASA says its historic moon mission is being delayed again. Artemis 2 won't launch until April at the earliest. It's due to a helium flow issue with the Artemis 2 rocket. NASA says it has to roll it off the launch pad for servicing, and that follows a test last week the agency had billed as a success. NASA says it has fixed a previous issue involving hydrogen. Artemis 2 will take 4 astronauts on a 10-day mission around the moon. It's the first time humans will travel into deep space since the Apollo program ended in 1972. Wes?
All right, we are headed to the moon again. We'll be tracking that mission, of course, right here on Weather Extra. AccuTrack radar at the moment, we've been picking up some of these smoke plumes from fires that have just been all over the place today. We've had prescribed burns, some wildfires, even had that lumber fire that we were tracking earlier there from the Birmingham area. As we look at the satellite image, though, it tells a different story. The view from space showing we are covered up with some higher level clouds now moving in, and this cloud cover sticks around through tonight. It's still going to be cold. I mean, temperatures, we'll see some mid to upper 30s in some outlying areas. And what will happen, these temperatures drop off through midnight, and then by sunrise tomorrow morning, they really level off and then start to go up quickly. We'll have highs back in the 60s tomorrow, but average lows, mid to upper 30s. So most of us, again, we're above freezing, but jacket weather for tonight. There's a look at 8:30 tomorrow morning, and is showing those temperatures in the 40s, mostly cloudy, but no rain showing up in the morning, so we will stay dry. And I know we're talking a lot about wet weather coming up on Thursday, but just keep the dangerous fire weather conditions in mind. Dew points have been extremely low, so during the day those humidity values have bottomed out. We will gradually see those numbers, though, start to come up over the next 24 hours. Tomorrow, Wednesday afternoon, mostly cloudy and dry. So here we go Thursday. It's a first alert weather day, and the reason for that, a more impactful system here with respect to heavier rain, some gusty winds. Could we see a few severe storms? That threat right now is on the low end of the scale, but it's not completely zero. I wouldn't be surprised if we did have a stronger storm with some gusty winds, much like what we saw this past Saturday. But there's a look at 7 a.m. Thursday morning, and we're looking at the possibility of some heavier rain. This is from the Global Atmospheric Forecast System, the IBM model, and is showing around 1 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Pretty good coverage there. Some pockets of heavier rain, gusty winds, and then notice into Thursday evening shows some pockets of heavier rain possible even for areas to the north. Coleman, perhaps into Walker County. Again, this is just some of the forecast guidance, gives you a good idea of what we're tracking here with respect to the rainfall. Thursday night looks like a pretty good chance here, showing around Tuscaloosa. There's Jefferson, Shelby County, back into East Alabama, around the Anniston area. But with these kind of temperatures here, that's certainly on the cooler side. We'll see those readings dropping off back into the 50s. And actually, Friday morning, probably be 5, 6 o'clock in the morning before we completely get all the moisture out of the southern areas and the rain completely ends, and then we'll clear out on Friday. So again, the main impacts here Thursday: gusty winds, some heavier rain, maybe a couple strong storms. We're just giving you that first alert there for Thursday. After that, big improvements. There's your 10-day forecast. Saturday and Sunday weekend looks incredible. Sunshine, highs in the 70s, lows right around 48, 49 degrees there by Sunday morning. Next week, as we kick off March on Sunday, the 70-degree weather's here to stay for a while. You can see there for Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday. And we're going to be talking about those highs really warming up in the next week in Tania. Maybe a few scattered showers middle to end of next week. Yeah. But this, after today, we don't see a freeze anytime soon.
Oh yeah, and I'm super excited about that. I know I was just complaining to you earlier, Wes, about how the cold makes me want to hibernate, and I don't like hibernating. I like to be out and about and a little busy, if you know what I mean. But let's take a look at our temperature outlook. March 4th through the 10th, the United States dealing with above average temperatures. That's exactly what I like to see, and that includes us right here across central Alabama. We're seeing the warmth. Could we see above average temperatures for the start of March? I think yes. Look at some of the orange and red popping up as we near March the 5th. This is a Thursday in the late afternoon. I'm expecting 60s at the lowest, hopefully some 70s. Look at Saturday, March the 7th. If you have plans Saturday, March the 7th, I wouldn't say we're dry, but I definitely say we look fairly warm. Here's a look at March the 9th and even March 10th, and we don't look too bad across the area. Now, as far as rain chances go, some of our models have been indicating we could be seeing above average rainfall as we kick off the start of March. Maybe a few showers around for March the 6th, catching some breaks by that weekend. It looks like a front may move through around March the 9th. Need to watch that. Maybe you could see some storms in the forecast. We'll keep you up to date. But our models March the 4th through the 10th shows above average rainfall for us here across central Alabama. We'll make sure that you stay well informed as that forecast continues to change. The 9th victim from last week's avalanche at Castle Peak in California has been recovered. Now authorities are investigating the guide company involved in the incident and are looking to provide closure for the victims' families. Sierra Krug has the story.
While we wish we could have saved them all, we are grateful that we can bring them home.
As loved ones and communities across the Sierra grapple with closure after crews retrieved the 9th and final victim of Tuesday's deadly avalanche at Castle Peak, the deeper dive into what happened that tragic day is beginning to unfold.
We're still getting a lot of the more formal interviews. Surely you can imagine the day of the recovery was very stressful for everyone.
It began as a 15-person backcountry ski trip led by Blackbird Mountain Guides. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office says 3 of the 9 people killed were guides with the California-based company. Now, with recovery efforts complete, local law enforcement sharing what they know so far.
This was the last day of their 3-day tour, and they did decide to leave early to try to get off the mountain early. And that's pretty much was consistent. But again, those are very preliminary.
This incident capturing attention at the state level, too. California's Department of Industrial Relations confirming Cal OSHA will conduct a workplace safety investigation into Blackbird Mountain Guides. In a statement, the company's founder calling this incident the saddest event his team has ever experienced. He added that all guides with the group were American Mountain Guides Association trained or certified in backcountry skiing. In a press conference on Saturday, Nevada County officials did not comment on pending investigations, but they did say they are working to get answers for victims' families.
Those are all going to have to be, lengthy, more time for our investigation, just so that we can truly know what happened.
There are also still unanswered questions about the cause of the avalanche. According to the Sierra Avalanche Center, a variety of factors, both natural or man-made, can trigger these disasters. The organization says this specific cause remains unknown at this time, but they classified it as a D2.5.
D2 would take down a person, a D3 would take down a house, so it was right in between those. And it was described by them as a football field length of path of the avalanche.
Nevada County Sheriff Shannon Moon sharing a message to the community.
We are fortunate in this mountain community that we are very tight-knit, and our community shows up in times of tragedy. I'd like to publicly thank every individual and agency that assisted us in this incident.
Teachers, promote literacy in your class by scheduling a book reading with WBRC. Scan the QR code now to help your kids soar to new heights with Soar with 6.
Tonight at 7, catch WBRC 6 News now on the WBRC streaming app with host Jazz Williams. First Alert weather, live updates, and trending stories you need before the night's over. Don't miss what's happening right now. WBRC 6 News now at 7. Search for WBRC in your TV's app store to download.
That's right. Hey, we're streaming all over the place, and we're going to be streaming about some cold temperatures tonight, but milder tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to the weekend, but I do want to remind everyone of the red on our 7-day, our 10-day, Thursday's First Alert weather day.
Yeah, and this looks like a low severe storm risk. Our main concern here is going to be heavy rain, gusty winds. There might be a couple strong storms, kind of like Saturday. We had some of those storms off to the south, but it's definitely the most impactful day on that 10-day forecast.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, we had some photos. Actually, it's a school visit today, first of all.
Okay, meteorologist Megan Thomas was out at Rock Quarry Elementary School today, so we want to give all those Rock Quarry students a big shout out, talking about tornado safety, and she read Daisy Diana Discovers the Wonders of Weather. And
that's her book.
Yeah, enthusiastic group of kiddos there, and I know they enjoyed the story.
Absolutely. This is what it looked like, Wes, yesterday as the smoke covered Calhoun County on Monday. Fires have been a big story at the start of this week. Thanks to Rodney Frazier for sending that video in.
Yeah, that just really describes the weather and what we've been seeing all week long. But again, big changes coming up here with that next system by Thursday. We're going to be tracking that for you. Of course, we've got the State of the Union tonight. We'll be seeing you after that on WBRC.